Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the Nintendo Direct of September has officially aired, and while Advanced Wars fans were left in the dust, Fire Emblem fans got their wish as a trailer for the brand new game dropped, titled Fire Emblem Engage. And yes, Colgate-chan is real. The leaks were true. Chinese bootleg Genshin Impact Emblem confirmed. In this trailer, I'm gonna go through it as carefully as I can, giving my commentary on everything from details to game mechanics, and of course, waifus. So, let's get started. We start the trailer with some exposition. This Fire Emblem game will take place on a brand new continent named Elios, which consists of 4 nations surrounding a holy land, and the continent looks like a ring, which is pretty intentional, I think. The story goes like this. 1,000 years ago, this continent fought against some kind of serpent-like fell dragon and defeated it, sealing it away. A story which greatly mirrors that of the first Fire Emblem game set in Arcanea. The fell dragon, thus far, does not have a name. We then get a reel of various Fire Emblem lords. We see Leaf from Thracia 776, Roy from Binding Blade, Lyn from Blazing Sword, Erika from Sacred Stones. Then the image pans down and we see Erika once again, what looks to be Chrom from Awakening, and Lucina dressed as Marth. We see Ike from the Tellius games, Lyn again, Micaiah from Radiant Dawn, and lastly, Sigurd from Genealogy. We then get told that some hero with a ring defeated and imprisoned the Fell Dragon. We then get a close-up for what looks to be the game's main antagonists. I get big Garnef/Validar vibes from this guy. It is also possible that this is the literal human form of the actual Fell Dragon, since you see it depicted with a third eye in the front, which this person also possesses. Next up, we see our protagonist, Colgate-kun, standing in a field in front of a dragon, which looks a lot like the Immaculate one from Three Houses. Under the tree, we also see a small girl approaching him. I would guess that this is the dragon in her human form, and I get big Tiki vibes from this girl. We then see Colgate-kun charging into battle against some shadowy enemies, and we get a bit of a reel of some new original characters. We have this guy who gives off a very alpha male vibe with a flaming sword, this very acrobatic looking girl spinning around on a pole, this blonde spear-wielding guy which kinda looks like Discount Dimitri, and this voluptuous looking mommy mage here with fishnet stockings and a fire tome. We then see Colgate-kun using his summoner ring, which he uses to bring forth Marth from the very first Fire Emblem game. After a brief title reveal, we also see Colgate-kun being greeted by 2 young girls, and being told that he's finally awake after sleeping for 1,000 years. We then get to see this game's version of the Risen/Faceless, called the Corrupted. No doubt these guys will be a majority of the generic skirmish battles we'll be fighting against. We also see another shot of Colgate-kun with his 2 female friends, and this game's Jagan-type character, the Old Man. The narration also reveals to us that this avatar is a divine dragon from a royal family of dragons, feared as deities, so get ready for some serious avatar worship in the literal sense. Next up is a brief battle sequence where we see the name of the avatar, Alar, and he wields his liberation sword against this generic corrupted soldier with an iron lance. What stands out to me the most in this clip is that the weapon triangle seems to be back, as you can see an arrow pointing down on Alar's sword and an iron pointing up on the lance. It clearly doesn't make a lot of difference in this battle though, as Alar's hit chance is still 100%, but I'm assuming this might be from one of the earliest battles. The battle itself very much plays out like in Three Houses, with your character running at their opponent, but the actual animations themselves actually reminds me a lot more of Echoes than it does Three Houses, in the way they jump back after they hit. I also really like the battle UI, it's clean and doesn't distract too much from what's going on. We then get another shot of a top-down view of the battlefield with the game's Jagan, who is revealed to be named Vander. He's a paladin wielding an iron axe, and for some reason he only has 6 move? Mounted units nerfed? He's fighting against an opponent just named triple question mark, and it looks like he's going to be quite busted as he only takes 1 point of damage while dealing 18. It's about time we got a kick-ass Jagan character back. We then get to see a clip of an archer named Eddie shooting what looks to be a corrupted Pegasus or Falcon Knight, and what I find interesting about this clip is that Eddie seems to be standing in a tower. This might just be a generic fort, but it also could be that you can position archers in towers now to give them better range, accuracy, or damage. We can also see that the bow is dealing effective damage against flyers, like it always has in this game. We then get to see a clip of the character Fram, who seems to be this girl right here from the start of the trailer, and she's attacking an Eleusinian soldier. She seems to be wielding fist weapons, meaning the grappler class might make a return in this game, and she even attacks twice with a combat art, so those seem to be making a return as well. Then we see a clip of the armor knight Louis attacking an Eleusinian Pegasus knight with an iron lance, and interestingly enough, we see a break effect happening on screen. This could either be a combat art, or it could be a brand new mechanic. Maybe you will need to break through your enemy's shield gauges with weapon triangle advantage to pierce their defenses, or something of that sort. We then get to see the gorgeous Pegasus Knight Chloe, who has a design that has certainly caught my eye. She's using a slim lance against a brigand thief wielding a hammer, and her stats appear to be quite strong because she's not only dealing 42 damage in this battle, but the brigand literally has a 000 going up against her, indicating she is extremely overleveled. Maybe she's a pre-promoted Falcon Knight? Next up, we get a shot of the Emblem rings, which allows you to summon main characters from previous games. Here we can see that the rings for Marth and Sigurd are available. We can see their equipment as well as what looks to be their skills. I'm assuming that gathering all the rings is going to be the focal point of the game, and some rings will probably be reserved as bonus objectives and probably DLC. Summoning the lords themselves seems to work as a pair-up mechanic, as we can see Alar and Marth fighting together as one unit. They also have a bond level, which I assume will be leveled up via fighting and supporting. In the next battle, we will get to see it in action, as Alar is very much the guy fighting, but Marth is backing him up and is even seen attacking. I'm guessing he provides various bonuses. We can see that Alar once again performs a break attack for 13 damage, and on the battle display we see both 6 and 13 damage, so it appears that in order to perform a break, there is some kind of condition that needs to be met. Then we get to see a clip of the base, this game's version of the monastery. We knew this was coming, and it was pretty much a given. The narrator tells us that it's quiet now, but we'll be adding more people soon. We get to see a shot of the avatar approaching some kind of church, there's vendors, animals, a blacksmith woman named Kaelni, an accessory shop where you can change your character's appearance. This character is named Citrine. Alfred is here too, and he says that being around you always brightens his day. So yeah, more avatar worship. This game is going to have a lot of it. We then get to see a cinematic clip of Alar and Marth performing what looks to be some kind of super attack dual strike, maybe some kind of new combat art that can only be unlocked when you summon heroes. We get this new combat sequence showing what appears to be a promoted Alar using the Mercurius, a legendary sword from Marth's game, and the way he moves around in this battle is eerily similar to the Dreadfighter class from Echoes. We also see Alfred performing a similar dual strike with Sigurd using a Rider's Bane, which appears to move him through a unit and appear on the other side. We then see another main character named Celine summoning Celica from Gaiden / Echoes, casting the Ragnarok spell on a Eleusinian soldier for 36 damage. Up next, we then see a clip of this guy, which reminds me a lot of this person we saw earlier in the trailer, but I'm not sure if they're the same person. Maybe this is his father? He has a bit of a Rudolph feel to him as he's standing in a snowstorm backed up by his troops. I'm pretty sure this is a cinematic that plays before a big battle against the evil empire. We then get to see a clip of this girl who I don't know anything about, but it could very well be the dragon girl we saw at the start of the trailer. We then see what I'm pretty sure is the evil dragon guy from the start of the trailer putting on an evil ring. And I don't think there's any doubt that if the heroes can summon past protagonists, then this guy will probably summon past villains. So expect to see a lot of former bad guys returning. We then get to see a very brief clip of a battle. I would absolutely bet my money on this being against the evil emperor guy we saw just a moment ago. We then hear the main plot of this game, that we need to collect all the rings and bring peace back to Elios, before a cinematic showdown against the final boss. And then we see a final clip of Alar and Marth opening a door to what seems like a royal throne room. To finish things off, we see a lineup of a bunch of characters, including the female version of Alar, the girl we've dubbed as Colgate-chan, known as Princess Diamond in the leaks, so there's no doubt you'll be able to pick your avatar's gender. We also get an official release date, the 20th of January 2023, much earlier than anyone had predicted. Let's hope there's no delays this time. Alright, so those are all the details I noticed at first glance, though there might very well be more. If you see any, then feel free to point them out in the comment section, and if there are a lot of things I missed, I might just make a second video. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start off with a good dose of positivity, and then we're going to end it off with a good dose of negativity. I'm going to list off all the things that I liked about the trailer, and then I'm going to be listing all the things I didn't like about the trailer. Number 1, the weapon triangle is back, and that makes me very happy. It's one of my favorite mechanics of the series and something very iconic to Fire Emblem as a whole. Number 2, we have a proper Jagan type character now, and a paladin at that, and he seems pretty strong. In case you are not aware, a Jagan character is a strong pre-promoted unit there to help you through the early parts of the game, but they tend to have very low growth rates, meaning they'll fall off at some point. Number 3, the battle animations are nice. The UI is very clean and easy to look at. The animations also flow nicely and are satisfying to look at. Number 4, Chloe. I love this woman. She gives off total mommy vibes. A busty Pegasus knight with great thighs. That's what I like to see. Number 5, the rings that summon the lords don't appear to actually make them units on the battlefield. They seem to float around you like ghosts and give bonuses, which is a lot better than having them walking around hitting things. They also seem to be restricted to the main characters. 6, the game's environment looks like a small upgrade from Tree Houses, with the battlefield having a little bit more detail. In particular, I like the windmills, the bridges, and the small rivers. Alright, so those are the things that I'm positive about in regards to this trailer, but now I'm about to get negative, so if you don't like me criticizing this trailer, you should close the video right now. Number 1, the main character's design is absolutely awful. Their hair looks like a goddamn toothpaste tube. The artist who designed all characters from this game is named Mika Picasso, and I'm not throwing shade at her skill, she's clearly a very talented drawer, but I'm going to be honest, the red/blue hairstyle looks very ugly. I'm not sure how much say the artist had in the design of the character. It could very well be that she was instructed to make them look a certain way, so this might not be her fault, but still, I am not a big fan of this art style. Number 2, there very much seems to be heavy avatar worship in this game. You are literally playing as a divine dragon deity, and everyone is going to worship you as a result. It also appears like the avatar is the main character of this game, which has never worked out well for Fire Emblem in the past. 3, the My Base feature is back, and it appears to have some strong monastery vibes. The base feature is one of the things that personally prevents me from going back and replaying Tree Houses. If this becomes a feature that requires several hours of gameplay to become optimal, it will take a lot of enjoyment away from the game from me personally. I don't hate My Base as a feature, I just hate when it eats up 75% of my game time. Number 4, the Three Houses Warrior engine is still not good to look at, and I really wish they would move away from it. I hope this is the final Fire Emblem game where they use it. Number 5, the story seems very generic and uninspiring. Really? Another sealed away dark dragon we have to defeat? Are we just blatantly recycling plotlines now? Can we maybe try something new? I do like the snake design of the dragon, but this is really starting to get stale. So yeah, those are the things that I'm hyped and not so hyped about, at least at first glance. Negativity aside, however, there is one massively positive thing about all of this, and that is the fact that the person who leaked the footage is now verified, and the same person predicted that a remake of Fire Emblem 4 is being worked on. If this person was right about this game, then that probably means they have an inside source at Nintendo feeding them information, which means a Fire Emblem 4 remake is probably on its way. And considering the amount of attention they gave to Sigurd in particular in this trailer, I think that's an indication that we can expect a return to Jugdrall in the future. And that honestly has me way more hyped than anything else. So what are my plans for this game? Well, I will be playing it on the channel, of course, and I will make videos about it, since it is a Fire Emblem game. I want to try and not be too negative and keep an open mind, as I try to do with most new releases. Just because there's elements that has me a little worried doesn't mean that the game will be bad, so I'm reserving my judgment for now. Anyway, I'd like to hear what you guys think about the trailer. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Or was your reaction somewhere in between? Was there any details I missed? If so, please point them out and I might make another video if something comes up, or if more news get released to the public. If not, I'm actually going away for a few days now, and you'll see me again on Saturday with a very special video that I've been working on for the past month. Anyway, my name is Mengs, thank you so much for watching, like this video, and subscribe for more Fire Emblem news. Bye bye!